You often hear the term platform sharing applied to cars, and I'm guessing 99% of you have absolutely no idea what it even means. You know how to read it, but you don't understand what those two words mean. I'll give it to you in a very, very simple explanation. What platform simply means is you imagine it's a platform, literally a platform like this one, where you put things on top. Now, shared platform means that there are things that you put on top. In this case, it's the chassis. So there are things that you cannot change, like how the engine mounts to the chassis, that's fixed. How the suspension is mounted, that's fixed. The length of the body, that's fixed. The type of brakes that are mounted to the axle that goes with the transmission, that's also fixed. You cannot change those things. But what you can change is, very easily, is the packaging outside. Windows are easy to change. Grille is easy to change. Headlights, all the more easy. Fenders, all the more easy. All the things that go around the skeleton of the car are very, very easy to change. That includes the interior and everything. So, what does that have to do with this RAV4? Well, here, take a closer look at the engine and how it's laid out. You have the engine here. It's a 2.4 liter. You have the air filter here. You have the ECU here. You have the fuse box here. You have the battery here. Now, let's move on over to the Camry over here. Looks familiar? It's exactly the same engine. It's a 2.4 liter that, 2.5 actually, sorry. It's the 2.5 liter that powers this and that RAV4. The airbox is in the same location. The ECU is in the same location. It even looks the same. The battery is also in the same location. So that simply means that the RAV4 and the Camry share a common chassis. How common? The shock mounts are pretty much the same bolt pattern where those things are, like there. And down to the brakes, it's 5 holes, 5 studs. It's the same brake pads that are on the Camry and on the RAV4. So enough about platform integration and engineering. So we're gonna go to why we're making this video in the first place. And much like shared platforms, the ECU is pretty much shared. I mean, physically it's the same, the plugs are the same. And this generation, meaning 2015 and up or 2014 and up, RAV4 and Camry cannot be remapped. For the same reason that generation Vios onwards cannot be remapped either, but the previous ones can. So our solution for getting more power is the Unichip, which is this one over here. The wiring diagram is actually the same. How do I wire these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wires to the ECU is the same in the Camry and in the RAV4. So power-wise, that's what we want to find out once we have it installed. Well, we already have it installed, so we're gonna tune and dyno it and see how much power we make after. This is the Unichip that we'll be installing in the RAV4. So this, the latest one, is Unichip X. If you see this being sold in a Facebook marketplace, it's fine. It's just the older Q version, but performance is exactly the same, either which X or the Q. As far as you, the end user, are concerned, it's not important which one you get, because your car will not be more powerful because it's the newer version. It doesn't work that way. The main difference between this and that is there are some features here that are more suited to the newer BMWs and Benzes, which we don't tune anyway using this. So pretty much every Toyota vehicle from 2014 and up cannot be done with the direct ECU remap, wherein we plug our OBD USB interface. So this one, it simply cannot be done. So don't bother asking anymore. Don't bother looking at other people. I'm telling you now, there is no shop in the Philippines that can remap your Toyota except us. So this effectively is the remap for your Toyota. Nobody else can do it. Kahit sang lupalop ka pa pumunta, nobody can tune it. And what Toyota vehicles we're talking about? We're talking about Vios, Corolla, Corolla Cross, Rush, Veloz, Avanza, RAV4, Camry. Did I miss anything? Then, what's the new one? Veloz, Rush, Raize. Oh, there you go. So that's 10 cars right then and there. And the nice thing is, this is not only for Toyota vehicles, this can be used for pretty much any car with ECU. If you have an old 99 Lancer that you cannot seem to part with, even if it's not worth anything anymore, we can use this to tune it. Your first car is a big body 1.6 Corolla, we can still use this one. Civic 2002, yes, no problem. Suzuki APV, yes, can be done. So it is not something that you buy specifically for the RAV4 and then that's it. It cannot be used no more. This can be used for pretty much any car. We can still even install this in the newer Fortuner and Montero. Won't just make a lot of power compared to remapped, but it will still make power, yet it'll still be used. And this is placed near the engine bay, well, because the computer box is nearby. Do the older cars, say the aforementioned old big body Corolla, the computer box is actually underneath the dashboard, so the Unichip will go where the computer box is. Okay, tuning is done, and this is what we have. This dotted line here is stock right there. So this is about 110 horses at peak. This is at 6,200 RPM. So that's pretty much correct. These things are rated around 150. So 40 horses, drivetrain loss is just about right. Then these two lines are after when we tune it. So as you can see here, we start at 2,200 RPM. We already have 10 horses here. We have another 10 horses there, about 15 horses there. Then it gets really, really big here in the mid-range, 3,000 and up. So this is what everybody seems to keep complaining about these cars, that there is no power. There seems to be a flat spot until you hit the really high RPMs. And this is exactly that flat spot over there. It's not even a flat spot. It actually dips in power a bit and goes up. The same thing we see in torque. Your peak torque before it's at 2,750, then poof, goes down, nothing, then still nothing. So this is the primary complaint na mabagal, pangit tumakbo, malakas sa gas, very delayed, yada yada yada. Every single thing every single one of you complains. This is why, because that's the stock programming. Why is it like this? If you can see the graph here, it makes actually a lot of sense. Remember, these things are tuned for fuel economy above anything else at the expense of response power. So if you start here at 2.2, you see it's 40 horses here, then goes up to 2,750, then the highest it'll ever go until red line is this one here at 3.2 RPM, which admittedly 99% of all of you watching this don't even go beyond this point here at 3,000 RPM. I've lost count on how many people come here and then I ask, they say the exact same thing. Everything is bad, car is slow. Have you driven to red line? And they answer me, no, it might explode. Then that simply means you're not using the full power of your car. You're using it at only 30%. And they go like, huh, really? And I ask them the next question. Do you floor the pedal? No, malakas sa gas eh. Well, and there you go. And remember, these graphs are done at full throttle. So if you're not doing full throttle, only 20%, then your graph will probably be somewhere right there, over there. So this is the maximum potential of your car. You're only using this part here at the bottom. No wonder it's slow. But again, we're here to rectify. So this is the tune graph after. So here at around 4,000 RPM, we actually have 60 to, we're doubling the horsepower from 60 to 120 horses right then and there. So in effect, what happens is you can take these two graphs at 100, this is 100% at stock, this 100% at full throttle. At 20%, it will still be the exact same graph. Of course, the horsepower will be shorter here, but the percentage will still be the same. So that's why even if you're not driving at full throttle, you're just, again, driving normally 99% of the time, there will be power gain, and with that much power on tap, you don't have to step on the pedal as deep. That's where you get the fuel savings. Normally it's about 8 to 10% because most people cannot wrap their head around the fact that how come you're making a lot more power? How do you do that if not through more fuel? Well, that's the reason why I just explained. It changes your driving style and behavior where you don't step on the pedal as much to get the power you want.